Welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I'm Pete Quinnell. On Fridays, we wear pink. But for the intro only, I'm going to change now. Laurie would kill me if he found me in this. Becky Lynch is seen as one of the most important women's wrestlers of all time in WWE. Part of the first women's WrestleMania main event, a constant main event level talent who helped raise the stock of women's wrestling as a whole within the entirety of WWE. She's a history maker and continues to blaze a trail anywhere she goes. Even this week, where she appeared on Celebrity Jeopardy and made history there too, where she failed to get a single question right. Well, it is history, I suppose. The first competitor to ever do that. Well done, Becky. What a trailblazer. In regular wrestling news, it's Full Gear this weekend, with a whole bunch of high-caliber matches waiting to happen. More hype was built for Hangman vs. Swerve when Hangman appeared at a Revolver show last night and attacked Swerve, a nice little continuation of their super hot feud heading into the weekend. But aside from the matches, there's also one big announcement from Tony Khan that has got people curious about the show, and that's this announcement of a major signing to the company, a name that all AEW fans respect, one of the best wrestlers in the world, etc. They'll be officially signing their contract at Full Gear, which raises the question, who could it be? It most likely won't be a name like Will Ospreay, considering he's under contract with New Japan until early next year. It won't be anyone from the latest batch of WWE releases, like Dolph Ziggler, for example, as they would still be under their 90-day non-compete clause, assuming it actually is 90 days and they haven't made any errors with any contracts like a Malachi Black situation. So who could it be? Most fans' speculation pointed towards one of the more obvious choices in Mercedes Moné, considering there's been reported interest in her for months from AEW's side, and she was in the crowd at AEW's All In London show. But the one question mark remained over her, which is her ongoing ankle injury. She'd still been seen wearing an ankle boot recently, so unless there's been a major change in her recovery status, that might still be an issue, though presumably it wouldn't stop her from signing, she just wouldn't be able to wrestle for a bit. Plus, she also recently said that fans can expect to see her back in some wrestling company in 2024, and nope, it's still 2023. Fightful Select has added some more info on Mercedes, and it doesn't look likely that she'll be the one debuting on Saturday. AEW talent themselves were reportedly speculating on who this mystery signing could be, and despite reports of Moné and AEW working together as far back as August, the plan isn't to announce her this weekend at AEW Full Gear. Several talent reportedly stated that when asked, it was indicated that Full Gear's announcement won't be Moné. There are still reportedly plans for Moné to work with AEW, it's just that the timeline isn't firm right now. So, who do you think this mystery signing is? I genuinely have no idea. It's either going to be someone none of us see coming and we all lose our collective minds, or someone that is like an okay signing that's been overhyped. No, I don't think we've ever seen that one before in AEW, have we? And now a word from this video's sponsor.
On the blackest of Fridays, the world shall know true power.
Hi, Pete.
Using the power of natural materials, I shall conquer all.
Oh cool, a Holzkern ring. I love those.
Do not touch that with which you have no knowledge.
I know loads about Holzkern rings. I have one of my own. They're doing a sale for them for Black Friday.
Yes, and I shall add them to my collection, and then I will be truly unstoppable.
I think I will too. There's actually a link in the description below that if you buy 2 items, you get a 50% discount on the second item.
Tempest, that's insane. You're insane. This is all insane.
I know, it's a great deal, especially because Holzkern rings use only FSC approved wood, which means it causes 0 deforestation. Their high-quality grains allow every product to be truly unique, and Holzkern do more than just rings. They do other pieces of jewelry too. Check out their watches, necklaces, and bracelets.
And with the power of these natural materials, I will become the destroyer of worlds.
And while you do, you'll look really great doing it. I mean, that ring really suits you.
Honestly, thanks so much, mate. I'm really happy with them. And, you know, if it wasn't for all of this jewelry, not only would my plans for world domination be foiled, but I wouldn't look anywhere near as cool doing it.
Yeah! Holzkern rings do not give you the ability to destroy civilizations. Everything else said about Holzkern, including how cool they are and how eco-friendly they are, is actually true. Click on the link in the description to get 50% off your second item when you buy 2 products, making it the perfect gift to get this Christmas.
While we may be just a day away from AEW's next big pay-per-view offering, just a week later we have the ever-anticipated Survivor Series, and that anticipation is absolutely not attributed to a potential CM Punk return. Nope, not one bit of it, because he's not coming back. He's not, While Survivor Series is next on WWE's PLE palette, it is the final main roster PLE of 2023 after all, so I'd say it's about time we get some big news on what's coming in 2024, and boy howdy, did we ever get that yesterday. As was much rumored beforehand, WWE went and made it official as the company announced that Backlash 2024 will take place in France on May 4th. This historic first ever French PLE follows the announcement just a few weeks ago that WWE's first ever German PLE, Bash in Berlin, will be taking place next August. And with WWE also traveling over to Australia for February's Elimination Chamber, it's safe to say they're getting around a bit in 2024. Good, more of this please. Interestingly enough, however, Backlash 2024 will not take place in Paris as was initially reported, instead taking place at the LDLC Arena in Lyon-Dessines. Instead, not only that, but the preceding night's SmackDown will also take place in the same venue and in turn make its own history, becoming the first Blue brand show to take place in the land of Le Bleu. Le Bleu brand. Nice. While this is great news, why not continue the trend of Clash at the Castle and Bash in Berlin by giving it a special themed name rather than like Backlash in France? Fracas in France, anyone? Liaison in Lyon? I don't know. Best suggestions in the comments below. One star who's anticipated to potentially play a major role in these European WWE PLE escapades is Gunther, who I'm not sure you're aware is also European. While Gunther will no doubt be beloved in Germany and France, will he be walking into Bash in Berlin and Backlash as WWE World Heavyweight Champion or even, dare I say, Undisputed Universal Champion? Well, if it's up to the man himself, yes, he will, as the Ring General has publicly declared that he is ready for that next step. Speaking to WrestlingNews.co's Steve Full, Gunther spoke of his run as Intercontinental Champion, shooting down the notion that his title was below that of Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins' belts, however did also admit that he's ready for a run at either champion. The Intercontinental Champion, which is the number 2 title on Raw, obviously I give it my best and I do everything I can to make it feel like the number 1, but I think there's a ranking system and everything for a reason. I think it's quite obvious that I outgrew the Intercontinental Championship already. I am ready to make that next step. I mean, he could just win the Rumble, right? He's gonna win the Rumble, right? Seth versus Gunther at Mania? Or Gunther versus Sami Zayn, who's gonna beat Seth for the belt at Mania? I'd like to see that. While that may be the future of WWE's IC champ, what of the man who recently lost his US title, Rey Mysterio? Now, it's safe to say it's been a rough few weeks for Ray, losing his US title to Logan Paul, almost landing on his head in said match, and then getting turned on by his real son, Santos Escobar, in SmackDown a week later. With Escobar writing Mysterio off TV so he can go and get real-life knee surgery, the LWO crew are gonna have to carry the feud without Mr. 619. But what happens when Ray comes back? According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the plan may well involve, now cover your ears if you happen to be any Rey Mysterios that are watching this video, more LWO betrayal. Meltzer states that WWE's idea is to have the forgotten members of the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, also turn on Rey, whilst Carlito sticks by the Hall of Famer's side. This would nicely set up a little LWO Civil War feud and reunite Legado del Fantasma. However, it's unclear if they will return to using this name, and importantly, their banger entrance music. What's also not clear to Meltzer is what side Zelina Vega will choose in this situation. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now, outside of all the usual AEW and WWE news, there's been a lot of noise surrounding the NWA. Just a month ago, there was a whole lot of optimism for the promotion, with a resurgence of such being speculated. This was mainly down to NWA President Billy Corgan talking up negotiations for a big upcoming TV deal with a top 20 network while appearing on Busted Open Radio. This was later revealed by House of Wrestling to be CW. However, in a shock twist, just weeks later, CW was announced to have reached a 5-year agreement to air WWE's NXT from October 2024. The reason for negotiations between CW and NWA being halted was reportedly due to a controversial segment from the Samain pay-per-view on October 28th, which saw a party scene featuring cocaine usage. This was a segment that Corgan reportedly pushed to air, with reports of talent frustration afterwards, specifically with Corgan for this and other reasons, including putting talent through tests of loyalty to him and the NWA. Now, in a new update once again from House of Wrestling, it seems as if things are set to go from bad to worse for the NWA. According to the new report, NWA are expected to make talent, roster, and production cuts soon. A source told House of Wrestling that these cuts will come at every corner of the company, an example of which was given for the promotion's hair and makeup department, whose budget is set to get cut roughly in half. This week's NWA Power tapings are also set to be run with a bare-bones crew, with the exceptions being Mike Knox and Violent J, the latter of which reportedly flies himself in and works for free. As for the talent cuts, House of Wrestling expects these to take place in early 2024, following the promotion's scheduled January tapings. There is no indication of how many cuts will be made. However, it was said that all talent will be under review with their benefits to the company weighed. It's worth noting that several NWA contracts will be up for renegotiation in early 2024 anyway, as June is being reported as the expiration date. As well as the talent cuts, NWA will reportedly be cutting back on travel too, with talent no longer being flown in the day before shows to avoid paying extra hotel costs. Unlike even WWE, NWA has been footing the bill for both flights and hotels, which is considered to be an attractive part of working for the promotion for talent. The report does specify, however, that this will still be done for the night of events, just not the night before. The reason for the cuts reportedly largely comes down to the fact that Corgan has been paying out of pocket for NWA for several years, with little to no sponsorship money coming in to help alleviate the financial burden. Stay tuned to WrestleTalk.com for any updates on the NWA situation. And now, go and check out our latest episode of No Holds Barred. Seriously, this one is incredible and you will love it, where we play poetry for Neanderthals, but make it about wrestling.